You're watching the Sports and Political channel of LB. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Let's get down to business. So, in this particular video, we're going to focus our attention on New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell. Now, shout out to Too Raw for TV for putting me on this piece of information because this woman here is probably one of the worst, if not the worst, mayors in America. Now, that dubious distinction was reserved for Chicago's mayor, Lori Lightfoot, aka Beetlejuice. But now, Lori Lightfoot is going to be out of a job soon, and we're going to focus our attention on this woman right here. Right now, this woman is allegedly, or was allegedly, involved in an extramarital affair between the individual on the left, Jeffrey Vappy. Now, Jeffrey Vappy is a member of her security team, and he is also a detective for the New Orleans Police Department. The woman on the far right is his wife. Now, in a previous video I did, when it came to Megan Hall, the woman who was getting her ass passed around like it was a turkey on Thanksgiving, and all of a sudden now she claims she was being groomed for sex and all that. And one of the things I said in that video is, if you're going to fuck around, pardon my French, you're supposed to fuck up, not fuck down. And unfortunately for Jeffrey Vappy, he downgraded himself. Right? It's like when you leave a diamond and you go down to a lump of coal. That's what he did by getting involved with the mayor. Now, as far as the mayor go in this situation, she violated protocol because she committed fraternization, because she's not supposed to be getting involved with people within her ranks. But that's what she allegedly did. She got involved with somebody in her ranks. Now, take a look at that right there. What's up, Unique Dawn? Take a look at that right there. Now, what are you two doing going into these type of apartments right here, right? Are y'all investigating the scene of a crime? Are y'all looking to gather evidence? Or y'all about to go in this apartment and make a porno? Because this don't look like detective work. Are y'all undercover? Or y'all about to be under the covers? Bucket naked. That don't look right. That don't look right at all. And surveillance cameras got y'all doing this type of thing. Your ass is busted. Now, these steamer shenanigans ain't the only thing that got Miss LaToya Cantrell's butt in the crack. Oh, by the way, the ex-wife or the wife of Jeffrey Vappy, Danielle Vappy, well, she filed for divorce. And I'm going to read this article coming from Fox 8 Live down in New Orleans, right? Now, the source told Fox 8 that a new court filing accuses New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell of having an extramarital affair with a member of her security team. The wife of New Orleans police officer Jeffrey Vappy filed the amended divorce petition earlier in January. It claims that in November 2022, she became aware of an inappropriate relationship between her husband and a woman identified in court documents as Mrs. L.C. A source tells Fox 8 that Mrs. L.C. refers to LaToya Cantrell. Now, Raphael Goyenesh, president of the Metropolitan Crime Commission, said the court filing raises ethical and potentially criminal concerns for both Cantrell and Officer Vappy. In the filing, Vappy claims her husband has been in an ongoing sexual relationship with Ms. LC since May of 2021. That's the same month Vappy joined Cantrell's executive protection team. It also cites specific dates in August and September 2022 when the alleged affair took place. That includes August 2nd, 2022, when Fox 8 previously reported on that day a public security camera in front of the city-owned Upper Pontalba apartment shows Vappy spent 5 hours and 40 minutes of his workday inside the apartment with the mayor. 5 hours and 40 minutes with the mayor, and you on the clock? Oh, you just committed fraud day, homeboy. You just committed fraud. Now, in the petition, Vappy says her husband admitted to the adulterous affair to her. Goyenesh said that a relationship between Vappy and Cantrell could violate several NOPD policies if Vappy's supervisors weren't aware. Goyenesh said that more severe violations could be found if Officer Vappy wasn't doing the work expected of him by the police department during the time he was on the clock. Yeah, he was putting in some work on the clock. You know what I'm saying? If he spent 5 hours and 40 minutes in that apartment, they sure as hell ain't going around looking at, oh man, this could potentially be a good place for the kids to take refuge in. No. They are getting involved in growing up undressing session. That means he was beating that back out. That man committed payroll fraud if this is true. He committed payroll fraud. That means if you didn't do your 8 hours of do your 8 hours of service for the community, that means if 5 hours and 40 minutes was involved to, a little licking, sticking, sucking, and fucking, right? That's not along the lines of police work. You committed fraud there, buddy. And if the federal violations involved, it could be wire fraud because he put in timesheets for time that he may not actually have been working. There may be program fraud because federal funds were used to fund city government and the police department. And if he wasn't doing his assigned responsibilities during those times, those are potential federal violations, and the mayor is potentially a principal to all that. The FBI, City Inspector General, and the New Orleans Police Department already are investigating these and other allegations involving Vappy and Cantrell. Goyenesh said that the alleged inappropriate relationship could violate city policy and more. There's also belief that the patrons of New Orleans might be upset to find out about allegations of Cantrell's relationship with a subordinate, as the pair spent hours together during the workday at the city-owned apartment. Not a good look. Now, the divorce filing said that Vappy had lived separate and apart since November 10th of 22. That's 1 day after Fox 8's first investigation into Vappy and Cantrell aired. Goyenesh believes investigators will want to speak to Vappy's wife to determine her knowledge of their relationship and to get a better understanding of whether city's work was being done while Cantrell and Vappy spent hours together inside the apartment. You know what they were doing inside that apartment. They were playing some of that Isley Brothers, and they was in between them sheets. That's right. That's what was going on. That's exactly what was going on. I swear to God, I can't take your ass nowhere, you need though. Hokey pokey turning asses around, huh? That's funny. Yeah, they was in their apartment. Let's play house. Give me 10 minutes. Let's play house. And what you doing having sex with a woman that's not even that's less attractive than your wife, bro? What the hell, man? You know she coming for blood now. You fuck a woman uglier than your wife? Bro, what are you doing? Cause look, let's just keep this a buck. Latoya Cantrell, she's not cute at all. I'm trying to be as non-vulgar as I possibly can. Because there's some other things I want to say, right? Yeah, you can be the mama and I be daddy. That's right. You remember that song back in the day for the dog pound and shit? Let's play house. You can be the mom and I be the daddy. You can be the mom and I can be the daddy. Physically and mentally, I knew that wasn't meant to be. I mean, Jesus Christ Almighty, man. You can't make this stuff up, man. They must have been watching that episode of Scandal from back in the day with old Kerry Washington. Because this is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, yeah. Vappy found himself under investigation in the hours where he was alleged to be clocking in. In January 2022, he was also accused of spending $916 for a single night in a hotel room in Washington, D.C. In addition, he's believed to have traveled with her to a party in L.A. for a dinner that included Brad Pitt amongst other guests. He also accompanied her on a trip to Scotland. The fuck you doing in Scotland? Since October 2021, Cantrell's decision to bring security on trips has cost taxpayers more than $50,000. Vappy also spent 112 hours at her apartment over a 27-day stretch and was even seen watering her plants. The station also reports that Vappy confessed about the affair to his wife. The couple have been living apart since November 2022. As of this writing, Vappy is no longer on the mayor's detail. Yeah, because they got to cover their asses or whatever like that. Vappy's been a detective with the city of New Orleans since 1997, according to his LinkedIn profile. He received a master's in government administration in 2020. His wife, Danielle, is the chief academics officer at the Einstein Charter Schools in New Orleans. According to the school's website, Danielle Vappy is the principal. She's a graduate of the University of New Orleans and Xavier University, Louisiana. She's also a U.S. Army veteran serving between 1988 and 2000. This thing is crazy. Now, Latoya Cantrell is married to lawyer Jason Cantrell. The couple has a daughter, Rayanne. Jason Cantrell is no longer mentioned on the mayor's official bio. The mayor last mentioned her husband on Twitter in June 2021 when she wished him a happy birthday. In November 22, it was reported that Cantrell upgraded hotel bookings to stay in King Suites during trips she made to D.C. and San Francisco in January and April of last year, potentially incurring costs of around $2,400. A month earlier, Cantrell was required to pay back almost $30,000 to the city after violating its policy by upgrading her flights to first class and claiming initially that economy flights were unsafe for black women. Really, woman? Really? New Orleans city policy dictates that similar rules apply to upgrading hotel rooms. So she stayed at the Hotel Washington in D.C., right? And spent $2,500 on a suite. Now, I can only imagine that Latoya Cantrell was up in D.C. while she's not getting, getting that nightstick from her little boo thing and Jeffrey Cantrell. She was out there along with her Cheese and Croissant Circuit member, Muriel Bowser, because that's the DC mayor. And one thing that these two hoes got in common, that they both served the Democratic Party. The Hyatt Regency Soma in San Francisco, where Cantrell stayed and incurred the cost of nearly $2,000. A king suite at that, $800 more than the city employees. She went to Reno, Nevada in June last year, where her room cost hundreds more than other city employees who travel. Cantrell stylist, who she paid $175,000 since 2017, is also facing possible criminal probe over the thousands she spent on clothes for the lawmaker. In recent months, her administration has been dogged by allegations of misuse of funds and resources, with the Democratic leader even complaining to the Society for Professional Journalists about the scrutiny. Critics noticed that despite fearing for her safety on a flight to Paris, she felt sufficiently safe to walk alone around the city's French Quarter, despite New Orleans having one of the highest murder rates in the United States. Amid the scandal, Cantrell repaid the cash spent on her first-class flights, $40,000 on a 4-day trip in June to France, where on first-class flight cost almost $18,000 for her age traveling in coach. Cantrell also faces questions about $175,000 of payments made since 2017 from Cantrell's campaign to her image consultant, Tanya Haynes, and her business, Jolie Image Consulting. The payments made to Haynes have generally increased over time, reaching $6,000 per month in 2021. Two stores where Haynes shopped, Ballin's Boutique, where she often bought clothes for the mayor, and BC Kitchen and Bath, where Haynes recently ordered a new $17,000 kitchen, have been subpoenaed. What the devil is going on here? This is some crazy ass shit. This is crazy. You can't make this stuff up. But unfortunately, this is where we are. I mean, it's already bad enough that you're getting involved in extramarital affairs. Y'all here violating campaign finance laws. Then you're out here during Mardi Gras flipping off the people in the street. What you doing that? Ain't no politician I know is supposed to be going out here flipping off the goddamn public and all that. What the hell is that all about? And then she tries to double back and say, well, they flipped me off, so I just retaliated. You're not supposed to do that, woman. It'll be one thing if you some just random pit bull running around the street pissing on fire hydrants and all that. Then yeah, I can see you, take your little paw and flipping off the patrons and all that. But you're the freaking mayor. That means you're supposed to be better than that. You're not supposed to be down on their level. That's when we say meet people where they are. This is not what we had in mind. So that kind of conduct right there is unacceptable, amongst other things. There's a reason why the patrons of New Orleans recalled this woman. And if they get enough votes, if they get enough signatures, there's going to be a recall. And there's going to be an election. And she's more likely going to lose that election, which means she's not going to be mayor no more. Now, in another video, we're going to cover a mayor who was busted in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. He was busted with child porn. That's coming up. That's coming up in another video. Be on the lookout for that one. That's right. That mayor up in Upper Marlboro, Maryland was busted on child porn charges. But that's for another video. We're going to stay back on this one. You really thought that since you're the mayor, you can just do whatever you want, when you want, how you want it, right? No different than that one clown down in old Montgomery, Alabama by the name of Stephen Reed. He think he reached the mountaintop by becoming mayor, the first black mayor in Montgomery, Alabama, and there's a leaked audio that exposed him for the fraud he is. Oh, I ain't got to do nothing for black folks. If I just get 38 to 45% of the white vote, I'm in there. I ain't got to do nothing for these black folks out here. Look at these black folks out here. They're nothing. That's basically what he said. So if you have not seen that video about Stephen Reed, that big time boule butter biscuit eater, check the video out. It's on my timeline. This woman and taking her little boot thing in her apartment, and they're just doing all kinds of stuff. They was probably running around bucket naked doing all kinds of crazy stuff. We don't know what the hell went on in that house. And then you over there logging like you did 8 hours of work. Yeah, I bet you was putting in that work, in it. It's a shame and a disgrace. And then you fucking somebody that's uglier than your wife, dude. That's the thing that really irritates me about this situation. Look at your wife and look at her. What the hell? Your wife was a principal at a charter school. Look how fine she looked. And look how the mayor looked. So why did I just want to understand something, Detective Vappy, right? Was the mayor treating your dick like it was a Milk-Bone dog biscuit? And you was loving that, right? That's why you was fucking around on your fine ass wife with this thing. What the hell wrong with you, bro? Shit crazy, man. Now, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms, man. You can't make this stuff up, man. This shit crazy. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Hurt!